So hey stylists, congratulations on an absolutely fabulous June. Be sure to get your orders entered before the end of the month. It's right here, so you don't want to leave any money on the table. And as you grow your team and you have a downline, you're going to understand how important it is to get those sales in for your group volume and to promote and to get paid on those parties that you work so hard for. So congrats again, Mary, to winning the handbag. And something I forgot to mention, too, she worked her butt off till the very, very end. And I remember she was so close to getting it, and she kind of one day had this little disappointed feeling like she wasn't going to do it and it wasn't going to happen. And she called me, and I felt the shift over the phone. She goes, you know what? I'm going to do this. So I really want everyone to get that kind of a feeling where you're going to create that shift and you're going to make this business work, and it's going to be awesome. Our recruiting promotion is almost over. There's still a few hours left to win that $200 concierge night or day on the town. And what's so exciting that you all did this month, we had 10 stylists with new team members. So 13 people joined with 10 stylists. I think that's got to be a record. So great job. We have 188 stylists in total now. So welcome Julianne, Mary F., and Marcia, and congrats Jennifer, Ellen, and Susan C. on growing your teams. We're so excited to have you ladies with us and can't wait to celebrate all your successes with you. Now, so many of you created so much momentum with our Join in June promotion and also our grand opening promotion and our recruiting challenge. So how does that momentum feel? I can imagine it must feel amazing. You know, my first direct sales company I worked for, it was a tiny company and never went anywhere, but it was a lot of fun. And the lady who was in charge or who owned it had no clue about direct sales. And I remember her saying at one of our meetings, she goes, you know what, summer's a great time for direct sales. You are going to be so busy and all this stuff. And I got so excited. And she said, make sure you call people and let them know that they need to book their party now because, you know, summer's booked so quickly in direct sales. It's such a popular time. And I went home and I called all my potential hostesses and I said, you need to hurry because I'm really going to book. And before I knew it, I was booked 3 months in advance. And then I went later on after that business closed, and I started another direct sales company that told me the opposite. They said, summer's terrible for direct sales. So they just kept talking about that. And guess what? I had a terrible summer. So ladies, momentum really is the holy grail of any business, direct sales in particular. So we're going to focus on keeping that momentum going through the summer. And we're going to show them how Winnie and Kat does summer. We heat it up in the summer. So, and I would love for Diane to come home from that well-earned vacation of hers and just be amazed at what we do in the next week. So let's fire it up. Newton's first law of motion says that an object at motion is going to stay in motion unless acted upon. So let's really exploit the heck out of that law and sail through summer and ignite your business. Now we're going to do that. There's a 5-step process, or actually a 4-step process that we're going to talk about. First, you're going to set your goals in writing, and that is so powerful when you put pen to paper. I like to do it pen to paper more than on the computer. So put pen to paper, write down your goals for the month, for the next 2 months, and for the next 3 months. Then you're going to take those written goals and either give them to your upline or you can send them to me in the home office. And that way you're going to stay accountable. You can have like a meeting date because you're going to set a date to have these parties on the calendar for the month by. And what you really want to, well, you want to have your calendar with you all the time as well in your mobile office. So make sure that calendar's with you. So if anyone ever wants to book a party, you can go ahead and get that done. And you really want to fill your calendar for the sooner date. You want to book parties earlier in the month so that that creates momentum for the rest of the month. And you're not in that panicked, oh my gosh, where are my parties coming from? So definitely a full calendar. Remember, the joy of 6, have 6 on the brain all the time. Keep 6 parties on your calendar. And again, book for that sooner date. That's such a great tip. And don't let momentum die by getting too comfortable. A lot of times we see that we have a lot of parties on the books, and it's really, really easy to get a little bit complacent about it. Ride this momentum wave and continue to set loftier and loftier goals to work toward. We're always in the process of doing something. So you're in the process of creating a business as we are in the process of creating this amazing, amazing company. Now, I know you are interested in this Coast to Coast Challenge. So here we go. Did it change? Oh, I lost my audience view. There it is. Coast to Coast Challenge. So we went into teams of 3 that Diane and I determined. The rules are all 3 members must be active, so must have a personal volume of $400 or more, and the team with the greatest personal volume, or I guess in this case it would be the greatest group volume among them, will win. Sales began counting from last week when Diane announced it. It was kind of a mystery challenge, and you're going to have the opportunity to sell the men's hoodie first, and you're going to get it for free in your kit. So how exciting is that? That's going to be it's like historic. Winnie and Kat's first men's piece. And I know I always like shopping for my husband, so I know a lot of you feel the same way. So I've also added an extra little addendum to this. Since we did have some women join recently, we're going to keep it open until Wednesday. I've kind of taken over the office, and Diane gave me permission to add 3 days to this. So I've gone rogue, ladies. But so 3 extra days. Let your if they're not on the call today, make sure you let your downline know that they have those days to till Wednesday, and it's going to be 8:59 Pacific Daylight Time. So here are the teams. We have. And we really worked hard. I'm not going to go over everybody, but we really worked hard to keep it as coast to coast as possible and to try to make sure that no one is on a team that is on the same downline team. So, and I will publish this on the Stylist Forum tomorrow as well and on the Facebook pages. So there you go. There's your team members. So hopefully this all works out. I think it'll be fun. We tried to make it even like I said, across the country and also in sales. But the great thing about direct sales is that every month is a new month, and every month can be a brand new start to your career. So I would love to see some women that, some of you, well, men and women, sorry, Patrick and Maxwell, but I'd love to see some of you who haven't really ignited your business yet just come out and blow this out of the water. That would be really fun. So have fun with this, and I can't wait to see who wins. So the new forum. If you haven't seen the new forum, when you go to Getting Started and Stylist 101, now you have the Hostess Opportunity Packet that has everything that you need for your opportunity packet in it down below that you can download, or order forms to the order form link that you can order from. And we also have the Prospect Opportunity Packet. I wanted to make it simple and kind of a one-stop shop there. So hopefully that works out and you guys love it. I think it's kind of cool. And a little bit more on building on June's success. Having a successful show, it's so simple, and we always talk about the KISS method, the keep it sweet and simple, and of course I've added fun. The coolest part about this is that I'm actually telling you that your success is going to come from having fun and keeping this like a really exciting, a really simple, something you enjoy doing. It's work, I know, but if you work it where we talked about the sliced bread stories and going out and making friends and making connections, it really should be fun. And part of that is having a successful show and getting those paychecks and making a little bit of money. It's always more fun then, huh? So you're going to make it look so easy. Anyone's going to look at you and go, hey, I can do that. And this includes sometimes if we're too perfect as you're going through your presentation, it can be a little intimidating. So if you want to use notes, feel free to use notes. If you just have like little bullet points or something, then use bullet points or anything. Whatever it takes to make you comfortable, part of that is going to be practicing some more. Do that in front of a mirror. Sometimes you can say it in your head over and over and it's fine, but when you go to say it out loud, it's a little tricky. So I suggest making eye contact with yourself in front of a mirror and just going over it and over it and over it till you're really comfortable with it. You're also going to create a really compelling personal story, and this is where you kind of drift out those gardening seeds we talk about. So what was your life like before Winnie and Kat? Did you need a little bit of money? Were you doing really well? Is it that you ran into tough times or you're bored? It's whatever is true for you. Maybe your life is amazing and you don't want it to change. You want to keep up that lifestyle that you love. So what was your life like before Winnie and Kat? What did you love about your life? Maybe it's your kids. Maybe it's time to hike. Maybe it's time for yoga. Whatever about your life that you loved that you didn't want to change. I call these, they're like off the table. Nothing about the company Winnie and Kat is going to change that about your life. I personally love to hike, and I would never do a business where I couldn't find some time to hike, because that's like my happy place. That's my meditation and my my quiet time that keeps me a happy person. What did you want to change about your life? What about your life wasn't perfect or wasn't great that you wanted to make a change? And really celebrate that because you work with Winnie and Kat, you can change that you've taken control. What drew you to your business? These are great questions to ask your prospects too. So what did you love about Winnie and Kat? Was it the clothes? Was it the feel of the clothes? Was it that you feel completely clueless about style and it made it easy? It can be anything like that. Again, it's got to be true to you. How did you decide to become a consultant? You know, some people jump right on board, both feet in, and they don't even test the water. Some people need a lot of time to process it. Whatever it was to you, it's going to resonate with someone. So, yeah, talk about your story going into Winnie and Kat. Talk about your mentor. Did you ask a lot of questions from your mentor or from the company? So share that part of your story as well. And what concerns you? This is a great opportunity to brag the concern. You can say, you know, I wasn't sure what my husband would think about this, and he was so happy when I got my first paycheck. He helps me pack for my parties now. Or I was worried about spending time away from my kids, and what I found out was that once I spend a little time away, I come home a happier mom, and my kids notice it. They notice me being more involved when I'm there and more engaged, and they love it. So what concerns you, and then brag that, because it's going to resonate with someone. So now, how does your life compare now that you're in the business? Are you able to, if money's getting a little tight, are you able to hustle up some parties and make those ends meet? Do you get out of the house and talk to women and not have to, you know, cut anyone's food or share any of your food? Maybe it's that time away from the kids that's so great and hanging around other women. So how does your life compare now that you're in the business? And finally, what do you value most about your business? And, you know, that can be so much, and it changes. All of these change. And I know, talking to a lot of you, and I know in my own personal life, whenever I did direct sales, it was such a knee-jerk when they asked me what my why was, or when they asked me what I love about my business. And it was always like, I got to spend time with my kids. Well, one thing is that's kind of isolating for women who don't have kids. So it's not, it's a great why, but it's not one to share and have it resonate with other women. What I found was that, again, it's the feel, felt, found. And what I actually found was that I do this business for myself because I can work it in the time when I have, in the moments when I have time. I can organize my time to work around things that are important to me, like my hiking. When my kids are sick at school, I can take time off and take care of them. When I want to go on vacations with my husband, we can take time off. I can work really hard before and then go on vacation and, you know, make sure I have parties booked after so I don't lose that crucial momentum. And again, just practice this, this personal story. Practice your presentation. So the next thing we're going to chat about, another, also, before I gloss over this, as you go to your parties, know the bare bone basics of your comp plan. We start at 25%. When you reach Power Seller, excuse me, when you reach Power Seller at $3,000 in a month, you make 28%. And when you reach Power Seller at $5,000, you make 30%. That's all you really have to know. Also know what the promotions are that are going on that people will be interested in. And all of these things can be downloaded and printed out so you can have them with you. We have our comp plan if you want to bring it with you, and we have our graphics for all our promotions. So download them so that, again, you're making it easy, you're making it really duplicatable. So we're also going to talk now about after. There we go. So first of all, it's all about attitude, how you go into your hostess coaching, how you go into your parties. Let your hostess know that it's perfectly normal for hostesses to get outside orders before and after the party. You're going to let her know that you are a sales rock star. You always have been, you always will be. And with your guidance, she's going to get a great show. She's going to get a great hostess reward. And it's all because you're going to coach her through all that. Have that confidence in yourself. Have that attitude, the good attitude about you're here to help her. You're her business partner. And you guys are going to have a great time. You're in the process of creating a fantastic evening for her and her friends. You're streamlining her wardrobe and simplifying her life. Now the F in after is all about fun. And again, how cool is it that the most important part of this business is that you have fun and people see you having fun? You want to engage your audience and ask questions. Remember to ask a couple of them their name. You can ask, what is your name? And, oh, her name's Jenny. So, Jenny, how would you describe your style? And then engage a couple people in the audience. Get them talking and having a great time. Feel free to make fun of yourself as you're bragging your concerns. You can say, you know what, I am clueless when it comes to putting clothes together. I had no idea, and through Winnie and Kat and through practice, I found that I've really become good at styling, and I'm really excited about that. For me, I used to say one of my biggest fears, and this is so true, one of my biggest fears when I was pregnant, becoming a mom, was like the mom sweats. I was not going to succumb. And I knew it's a slippery slope. Once you strap on the mom sweats, that's all you want to wear. So I was so incredibly uncomfortable after having my babies. And it never occurred to me that I didn't have to sacrifice style for comfort. And with Winnie and Kat, you can have both. And I just love that about the company. So make fun of yourself. Remember why you love your business. Never lose sight of what you love about your business. Is it the community of Winnie and Kat that you love? Is it the clothes? Is it the mentorship? Is it all the women you get to meet? Those are all amazing things about this company, and I know a lot of you have shared that we do have a really special company. We have a really great engagement. We have such a great culture. We're so supportive of each other. And that's all come down from Diane, and it's all been mirrored by you. And I love that we celebrate that. So celebrate that in your presentation. And remember, too, that it is a business. As you're having fun, remember to incorporate, these are my hours. We talked last week about having hours, and it keeps you organized, and it keeps you from being stressed, which keeps you having fun. So the third one, the T, stands for tell. You're going to tell your hostess all that she needs to know. Sometimes we think, oh, she's going to get this, or I don't want to bug her too much. She needs to know how to fill out the order form, how to calculate the sales tax in your area. She needs to know who the checks get written out to, which is yourself, how to fill out the credit card, and let her know that you're going to shred those after the party. Let her know what sales or promotions there are, and then give her word choices to help generate interest. I like to say that we have a concise wardrobe or a concise collection that mixes and matches beautifully and streamlines our day and works in seamlessly from day to night. You just add a few pieces of jewelry and you're off on a night on the town. Also, make sure you share with her, in order for our guests to get their pieces as quickly as possible, we're going to close the party within 4 days of our party date, or whenever you plan on closing that party. So have that date going into it so that there is a deadline for people to order. People order when they're excited, and if they're really excited that night or before the party and they see how excited she is and you don't get the order, if they wait too long, that excitement dies down. So get those orders while they're excited. Also, let her know that it's your experience that it's much easier to collect the money as she goes instead of going back afterwards and trying to collect. Sometimes that can get really stressful for you and your hostess. Also, D, E, stands for, going back to A, energy and excitement. And this is physical and emotional energy. The best resource you have in your business is your excitement. That's why, when we talk about the smile and dials, you're smiling and dialing. You can really, really hear it in your voice. You want to over-emote over the phone, or over the phone. You want to over-emote. Use wild hand gestures because that's going to correspond with your voice. Make sure you change your pitch as you speak. You can talk a little slower during your presentation and talk a little quieter and really get attention, and then bring it back up and bring the energy back up. You can really control the party through your presentation. So it's all about your energy and excitement. And we are moving right along. I'm actually almost done, so this was a quick one. Also, remind. The R in after is about remind. Every time you communicate with her, remind her of the specifics that you're going to need from her, and remind her of the fabulous, fun evening or afternoon that you two are in the process of creating. So it really is about communication with your hostess, about keeping her excited and having a great time. If you need some of our time management skills, you can go to the 6 Weeks to Success or even the webinar from last week. And I posted it was Money Monday, Team Tuesday, that kind of organization system. And it really, really is a fantastic technique to stay on top of your business and to stay as stress-free as possible. So finally, let me scroll down a little. There we go. I'm going to wrap this up. And again, this was a quick webinar. I'm going to wrap this up with a quote. Enthusiasm is the energy and force that builds literal momentum of the human soul and mind. And that really is what we're talking about, is that momentum and energy that's in your heart and it's in your soul for the company. And that's going to translate to better sales, to more parties booked, and more people wanting to join your downline. As you're going to your parties, remember that half of, I believe, what got you so many parties when we had that double hostess reward was the energy that we all felt. I mean, it was incredible. Can you imagine doing a once-a-week smile and dial, whether you do it alone, or I really recommend doing it with a friend, one of your upline or downline, and have that energy. Think about how great this company is, how much you love these clothes, and how much this company does for your life, and how exciting it is to see this company built as you're talking to people on the phone, and let that energy emote. Also, when you're at your parties, be excited about both opportunities. So you're going to row from both oars of the kayak like we talked about. If you only talk about the hostess opportunity, you're going to book a lot of shows, but you're going to go in circles. You got to talk about recruiting and booking parties. So let's take all of these fantastic parties that you booked and turn them into even more. And again, let's have Diane come home from her vacation and just be blown away by what you've done. So thank you so much for being here tonight, and I hope you have an absolutely fantastic week. Take care. If you need anything at all, call us at the home office, or you can call me on my cell phone. I'll give it to you right now. It's 805-746-1842, and if you need it, just contact the office, and I will be sure to contact you and sure to get you my phone number. So thank you, and let's rock July, ladies.